You guys, I am here for another elevated discussion with one of our keynote speakers, Natasha Hemmingway. She'll be joining us in just a minute. Yes, I'm wearing my old school Bose head speakers because I don't know where my AirPods are. Natasha is incredible. She is a national sales training expert who's partnered with us. I'm going to bring her on. She is going to be speaking at our live event. Let me see. Let me invite to the group. Here she comes. I know she's working. There she is. Hey, Natasha.
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. So glad to have you here. I was just edifying you a little bit. I've got my head cut off here. I was telling everybody that you are a national sales expert who is an incredible business owner in her own right. Natasha's got her own business, her own brand when it comes to sales. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And Natasha, is going to be a keynote speaker at our live event here in Charlotte, September 30th and October 1st. Yes, so excited to have you there. So Natasha, let's jump in. Let's talk about sales, right?
Come on.
But before we get started, is there anything from a background standpoint that you want to hit on before we get into? I really want to talk about why all of us as business owners, whether we think we need to lean into sales or not, we need to, and kind of demystify and like people use the word sales as like a dirty word. It has to happen. We'll get into that in a minute, but before we do, share with everybody a little bit about your background, because you and I both come from like Fortune 500s. We come from corporate sales, now running our own businesses. Can you share a little bit about your background, and then we're going to jump into sales?
Yeah. So I like Melissa. It's so funny. We have like similar paths. We met at our kids' school, and I was like, wait, you do what? I do. Like, you never meet someone like that, right? So we have very similar paths where I spent 16 years in corporate sales, 8 years in one company, 8 years in the other. Biology degree by background, love science, but could never be in anybody's lab. Decided I did not want to go to med school. And no more debt. I'm like, no, I need to get in the real world. But I knew I needed something that married my love for people. And also, hey, y'all, I love my people. But I needed something that married my love for people, right? The science part and people. Because, I mean, by Enneagram, I'm a 2, servant leader, love my people. My wings are 3 and 1. I'll go ahead and out myself. I'm an achiever, a little bit of a perfectionist. Kind of a lot, but I knew I needed something that married that, and I went into sales, and it was medical sales, and it is, as Melissa knows, because she comes from the same, it is intense. There are expectations. You don't meet them, you're out. And so that is very much a hustle culture. And then when I had the opportunity, and I started shifting this direction to entrepreneurship, that's kind of how I got here. And that's a little bit about my background. 16 years in sales. Now I've been in business going on 7 years.
Yes.
And I love Melissa. We're a lot of the same, integrity, values-wise, how we serve, the level of excellence. So Melissa and I get to partner together. I was just at a birthday party with her daughter. She goes, you work with my mommy, don't you? I was like, yes. I was like, do you know how amazing your mom is? You better know. She provides all this. She does that. I was like, your dad's amazing too, but recognize. She's like, I know my mommy has built her own business, and I'm like, that's right. Recognize her.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. Oh my gosh. So sweet. Yes. I love that we've become such dear friends over this. So Natasha, I agree with you. I want to hit on this, and then let's move into talking a little bit about sales. But I think that one of the things that's made you and myself so successful as online entrepreneurs is that we understood the importance of sales before launching our own businesses. What I see so many times of my own clients, they come in with an incredible product, an incredible service, zero experience with sales, don't want to sell, don't know how to sell. And at the end of the day, you can have the best product, you can have the best service, but if you can't figure out how to sell it, especially high ticket sales, if you can't figure out how to work through the fact that selling is serving, that your end product or service is changing people's lives, and we are serving through selling, you've lost from the beginning. But these guys listening, they're not losing from the beginning. They're listening. Let's talk about let's talk about demystifying sales, because you're so good at talking through this. Can you speak to kind of the newer entrepreneur who's listening, who's launching a product or a service? They have zero experience with sales. Can you speak some life into them as far as why they need to lean into sales in order to really grow and scale their business?
Yeah, I think number one, you already hit on a lot of things. I think one is our like perception of sales, right? And I'll say, let me just speak mostly to women, because mostly women follow us, even though we both have male clients, but the majority is women. And a lot of times with women, it's our perception of sales. It's like, I'm not good at sales. I don't want to be icky, manipulative, pushy. I don't want to bug people. And I think the first big thing, just like you said, I say it all the time, is like selling is serving, right? And so the product that you have or the service that you provide, you have to actually know for yourself that it is valuable. But a lot of times women don't think, oh, well, I'm not selling anything, or nobody wants what I have, because you don't value it. And that's one of the 6 reasons why people don't buy, is because you don't value it. They don't value it because you don't value it, right? And so you have to understand that, like, the product or the service that you're selling, it really does not matter the price point. I just want to get that on the table. It doesn't matter if it's high ticket or if it's $5.
Yep.
If you do not believe and know the value and know how to articulate the value of what I say from your own authentic self voice and message, because you don't need to be Melissa, you don't need to be me, and it's exactly why scripts don't work, is that if you don't know how to articulate the value of your product and how it solves a problem or is a solution for someone, and they're right, and it matches that from a place of confidence, ease, and grace, that people won't buy it. Right?
So good.
It does not matter what the price point is. I'm not kidding. I've got literally 3 levels of different products, and people buy at all levels, but that's because I know the value of them. But I've also learned, and so this is my other thing to encourage you, is that if you don't like sales, don't feel hopeless, like, because sales is not a personality trait. It is a skill set. So you have the ability to learn, to grow in it. And I always say this. This is what the beautiful thing is about Melissa and I partnering together, is Melissa is the lead expert. I'm not your girl for leads. Don't come to me. That is a marketing, that's not my lane. I know how to stay in my lane well. Melissa helps you understand how to use a platform that don't have 15 million algorithms in it. Let's not even go there. But anyway, she helps you get your whole life on LinkedIn on how to get the lead. But then after you get the lead, how do you convert them? How do you sell them, right? And a lot of times, Melissa, I'll say this last point. A lot of people think, oh, but I have this many people on my email list, or, oh, you know, people are interested. But if they're not buying, something's going wrong. And that is in your sales process and in your sales strategy, where there's a breakdown where people are actually not converting. So somebody being interested is completely different than somebody that has actually been a buyer, right? They've actually bought, or a transaction has happened. So
oh my gosh. I love the nugget that you said about confidence, because we preach to this inside of our academy all the time. And this is translatable to across all social platforms, but especially LinkedIn, because there's a lot of ego over there. And what we talk about is, if you don't show up with 100% confidence in your products and services, you'll get eaten alive and nobody will listen to you, right?
1,000%.
Right? Because that is sensed whether you're going live on video or in your written copy that goes out, right? If you're not 100% confident in who you serve and the transformation they can experience through working with you, you got to go back to square one on the mindset piece, right? So I love that you're hitting on that. So good.
And can I say this? You just, it's such a good ping pong, like, because we come from the same space and zone. That right there, what you just said, it truly is not just about your price point, what you say, how you say it, your sales process, your strategy. Just as equally important, it is about your mindset.
Yes.
I mean, that part, if your mindset, and I say the same thing, Melissa, like, your mindset, when there is a lack of belief and confidence and value, perceived value from your end, it does not just show up when you go to say it and you're on video selling to a customer. But even if you are B2C and you are product based, it will show up in your copy. It will show up in your website. It seeps through everything you do, because a lot of e-commerce people, they think, oh, that doesn't apply to me. I get to use all this AI, artificial intelligence, bots, tech, automate everything. And I'm like, no. There is still a customer on the other end of that website making a decision whether they're going to buy from you or they're not. And if you do not figure out how to humanize that experience and how to show up and be different, you'll be another jewelry person. You'll be another person that sells whatever it is, because it's not unique, right? There's somebody out there. We all have competition. But you will succumb to that being just another, right? There won't be anything unique about your brand. And we are in a day and age where we are dealing with very, very conscious, aware, savvy buyers. They sniff out mess, whether it's your values, how you show up, your brand, what you serve, why you do what you do. They don't play around. They'll cancel you in a minute. So you have to be authentic. And there's no way to be authentic except by being you and letting your unique voice and your unique sales voice, right, and language come forward in your copy and even when you're talking to people, because we're selling all the time.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So good. So good. Okay. So a couple of things here. So you guys that are listening or watch the replay on this that don't know Natasha from my community, she's actually our sales expert in our Business Accelerators Basics program. She's actually running a workshop tomorrow. Our community raves about her. She rolls up her sleeves once a month in a small, intimate group, and they're working on their sales model, their coaching. We have people in healthcare to, e-commerce to, bricks and mortar salons, right? Like these people are from all different walks of life. But Natasha, you were doing such an incredible job in there as a valued partnership with that program. And you guys that are listening, if you're loving this, Natasha, like I said in the very beginning, she's actually going to be on stage doing a full-blown workshop at our live event in Charlotte, bringing to you all of her sales expertise to really, our goal at this live event is to have actionable steps for our attendees to take when they walk out of there to just be on fire in Q4, right? Can you speak to, because I know historically a lot of your business has been built traveling, being on stage, running events, and speaking at events. Why do you value live events so much? And like, what's got you excited about this, like attending a live event here in September?
Dude, let me get on a soapbox real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think anything tops live. That's just in my opinion. There is something about being in proximity, being in proximity to other people, networking, breaking bread, having lunch, meeting people from other countries, because Melissa's span is like countries, like people in that accelerated that I'm teaching, they're like from Australia. They get up in the morning. I mean, these people are dedicated. And there's nothing like being in proximity to your peers, because a lot of times being in entrepreneurship, it can feel a little bit lonely, but I say it's only lonely if you allowed yourself to get lonely, in my opinion. You need to make an asserted effort to get out and to invest, right? We invest in the coaches and programs and all that. And like part of your budget for your business should be live events, because the amount of growth that you get, it's like an immersive experience. The amount of growth you get, it's just like when I do a VIP intensive day with a client in person for 6 hours or like a day and a half, there's so much more that we get done than in 6 hours on a weekly 1 hour call.
Yes.
You can't top that exchange. So for me, it allows me, even if I'm speaking, it allows me to grow too, because I'm in the room hearing other speakers, connecting with people, meeting with people that I have been following me online or whatever. But I'm a people person, right? But even I love it where some people are like, I don't people a lot, but this is my one people time. So I might not come to the party afterwards, but I'm going to go to my room so I can get myself back together and people again tomorrow. Like there's just undeniable growth in person. And I know a reason I said absolutely yes to Melissa when she asked, because that's like one of the busiest weeks for me. I think I'm speaking maybe like 3 places in 1 week. I don't know how it happened, But anyway, or like speaking and then I'm speaking possibly the early of the week and then going and attending a live conference for myself to learn and grow and scale up, right? And be amongst other sales consultants who are around the country that are way more seasoned than me, and then coming back and speaking there. And so it's just, there's nothing like being in the room, getting people's energy, learning, growing, and being amongst other people who are like-minded and who, I mean, there's usually resources that are right in that room that you need, or connections or accountability partners. It's just, it's insane. Yes. And when you leave too, you have all this information that you get to go home and pick out what you use. And it also just energetically brings you up a level.
Totally. People are always asking me, how did you scale so fast in the middle of COVID from like 0 to $1 million in 19 months? And people don't believe me that I literally like went from one event to another. Instead of being in a silo, it was, to your point, it was actually the energy of the other people when I went to these live events, realizing I wasn't in a silo and being inspired because other people in the room were 10 feet ahead of me, but I was able to sit at a table across the room from them and learn their journey and be inspired. But also, and this is something I talk about a lot, is that the connections and the web that you get out for your business and partnerships and friendships from taking that step. And a lot of people don't believe this, but I'm actually, I don't know if you believe this or not, but I'm actually an extroverted introvert. I actually need my downtime. And when I go to live events, like when I went to my last mastermind event, I paid a lot of money to be that mastermind. And I got 3 kids at home. When you get in a hotel room, like, listen, you just want to like turn down at the end of the night, right? But I knew in my mind, I have invested to be in front of these people. I have invested to be in the room, and I'll hell or high water. I don't care how tired I am. I'm squeezing the juice out of this. Turn around and show back up that night and network and exchange business cards virtually these days. So that has benefited me tenfold every time I go to a live event, whether it's a business partnership like the two of us, or a lead generation to be a guest speaker in someone else's community of thousands, to finding someone who has a connection to a contractor for some niche thing I need in my business, right? Like the list, the scroll of reasons to get together to a live event just go on and on, right?
I know.
So good. Well, so Natasha, if people want to learn more about sales today, they're like, this is great, Melissa, but I don't want to wait till September to hear about this. Where can they find you today?
You just need to go straight to my Instagram, Natasha Hemmingway, or you can go to my website, Natasha Hemmingway. It is with 2 M's. And there's a link there. You can go to the website, whether it's one-on-one coaching or VIP day, and then you can sign up there and schedule a strategy call. Or if you just want the course, you can go buy Hello Clients, Hello Cash. It's like, I ain't even gonna lie, it's dirt cheap. You cannot get no better value. And I'm not saying just because it's mine, but I know how long it took me to build that thing. And I know how many testimonials, and it's trademarked and all the thing, and you can pace yourself through it. So honestly, there's options. It really depends on what you need and what style of learning you are. So I don't ever tell someone it's like, it's just one thing. No, it's about figuring out what's best for you. And sometimes people are like, I'm not really sure. And that's where I help them do that on the strategy call. However, I want to say this. If you're interested in coming to the live event and hanging out with us in our city, and there's going to be people coming from all across the country, then if you are interested, in my link in bio, there's a discount code directly through my link where you can go get it, and you do not have that long. So trust me, I was like, Melissa sent out the message. She's like, oh, these discounts cut off till then. I was like, oh, snap, I need to message my people, which I've already emailed my people. If you're on my list, you've gotten 2 emails from me, because honestly, I believe in what Melissa's doing. Even I have like learned from Melissa, from like the LinkedIn space, and it's where it's at. I'm like, I'm not that much on Instagram a whole lot anymore. I'm very, very intentional. But if you want a discounted ticket, go to the link in my bio. It's sitting there. It's been there. You can grab a ticket. If you're interested and you have more questions about the event, please reach out to me. I don't mind. My assistant, no one is managing my DMs. It's really me, and I'll probably voice message you back. But seriously, like, if you know you need to get somewhere and get in a room and you need to get refreshed, you know, kids are about to go back to school. It's about to be like busy season. It's the holidays. But if you're in business, it's like I told a new potential client today, like, we have to consistently show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's showing up, and I'm not about hustle at all, but being consistent and learning and pouring into yourself and understanding the seasons to business is important. And right now we're moving into a very busy, but very, very high potential season.
Yes. Yes, totally. And that's the thing. You'll look back at the end of December, and it's everything you did August, September to create the pipeline for where you are at the end of the year. So if you're looking around and you're like, things have got to change before the end of the year, or you're looking around and you're just looking to scale and grow, like, we would love to see you guys there. Can you use LinkedIn as a strategy to sell beauty products? You can use LinkedIn to sell anything. One of our clients, 𝗕𝗩𝗢𝗧, is a fashion consultant for plus sizes, and she's crushing it over there. So great question. And Natasha, really quick before we wrap up, because we'll be sharing this replay in a lot of different places. For your listeners, you can share your coupon code. What do you know what your coupon code is for people to get 20% off, or no?
No, Melissa, I don't know that on top of my head.
Okay, I bet.
So you better DM me.
Yeah, I think it's Natasha, but I could be wrong. But we're giving 20% off tickets for the live event for her listeners to use that code until August 19th. So you got a week and a half, because we are filling those seats. Yes. All right. So good. Thanks for popping on today.
Thank you for having me.
Can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks, or on a virtual call sometime soon.
I know. I'll see you soon, I'm sure.
Yeah. Any final comments before we wrap up?
No, just thank you for what you do. I know what you do, and I see how hard you work behind the scenes. And I think a lot of times people look because of Instagram and LinkedIn, you know, things like that. But I know how hard you work, and I just want to honor you for a second. You have built something really, really incredible, and I've actually experienced it because I've been in your community. So thank you for doing what you do and the way you're doing it, and leading others and being open and generous, because I know that about you. And opening that space up and teaching people another way, because I'm telling you, y'all, you do not have to hustle. You do not have to be over here doing 15 million reels and all these dances. Like, it's really not. And Melissa has created a strategy. I know it. I have watched. I listen. And I'm seeing her people do it, and the testimonials, she got them on, like, there's endless amounts. But, like, follow Melissa. If you need to be convinced, or if you have any, she has tons of content. But, like, thanks for what you do, Melissa, because on my end, I'm in a separate lane, but what you do, it's a myth for people, and it's very hard to crack that code, and you figured out how to crack that code, and you have a system, and she has an amazing team. So thank you for what you do. I love that I get to not just be a peer, but also a friend, and we get to strategize and impact more people in a good way.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, so excited to partner with you at this live event, and I love you too, girlfriend. We'll see you soon.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.